And I just wanted to do a video to just remind everyone or to share a different perspective about, you know, beginning this new year. I know that a lot of us, and within this modern day culture, we jump into New Year's resolutions and whatever that looks like, right? We set particular goals and intentions for ourselves, and like, excuse me, January 1st hits for the new year, and we like leaping in, right? But there's always sometimes people who just don't feel like they know what their intentions are, or are feeling overwhelmed to even do that, and or even just confused with where they are in their life right now. And so I like to just friendly remind the community, and or just share a different way of looking at things. Like, one, if you don't feel like you have that clarity within yourself in terms of like what you want to focus on, and work really hard to build or to succeed at, take the time to figure it out, to just figure it out. You know why? Because in our society, we get so caught up with, life and living that sometimes we forget to just stop and check in with ourselves and figure out like, hey, all right, am I still feeling aligned with the course I've set for myself? I used to have a teacher, a shaman that I used to study with, and he would always say that it is important for you to every so often just stop and check in with your story. What is your story? You know, it's essentially just yourself. Like, am I still feeling the same thing about a lot of stuff? Am I still feeling passionate about the goals that perhaps I'm working towards? Am I still feeling that alignment? Am I still feeling the calling that maybe I felt I had a few years ago? Do I still have that calling today? And that goes true with not just within yourself, but even within your relationships, work. It's important to just stop and ask these questions. Why? Because we do get caught up so often in our life, in our routines, in just like the go, right? The go, 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 that we forget that in living, we experience so many things that change us. We expand in ways that sometimes we don't quantify or pause enough to quantify. We see things, hear things, we live through things, relationships in work environment experiences, or even just the day to day that just shift who you are as a human being, affect your mind, your emotions, your energy, your physicality. And all of a sudden, you're waking up one day grinding within the world that you have set up for yourself, but you're not really feeling joyful, or you're not feeling connected to it. And a lot of times, it's not that you're doing something wrong per se. It could simply be that, hey, maybe you've changed. Maybe that story that you had set for yourself that you felt really aligned with has shifted. So I recommend that if you're feeling a little caught up, don't have the clarity, not sure what to do with intentions, work with the winter to go within yourself and start first and foremost to figure out who you are. Really check in with yourself. Have you changed? How have you evolved? Do the things that have always brought you joy and happiness still bring you joy and happiness? Are your priorities still the same, or have they shifted? Do you have different interests, or are they still similar ones from the past? There's no real right or wrong answers other than the ones that you're feeling, and being honest with yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like it's very important to create and build discipline and to set clear goals and intentions. However, what we all learn along the way is that if you are not clear with what those intentions or goals should be, setting random things is just gonna make you feel confused, and you're gonna be all over the place, or you're not even going to really commit to them because you're not really aligned to them. They're not something you really are genuinely being honest with yourself about, right? But then also, once you take that time to sort of figure out like, this is where I'm at, and feeling good about where you're at, yeah, set those goals. Figure out how to discipline yourself, to energize yourself, to make sure that you are sticking to them, and no excuses, because mi gente, life does go by so quickly. I mean, how many times do we let the whole year go by? Like we'll be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next month, I'll do it next month. Before you know it, the whole year went by. New Year's leaves, you're already back again at, whoa, what New Year's intentions and resolutions should I set this time? you know so at the end of the day, we are responsible for ourselves. We have to take the initiative, the responsibility for first and foremost being honest with ourselves and where we're at different points within our life, being okay with the fact that we change. It's a natural part of life, and it's completely okay to wake up one day and to check in and realize, wow, I am a very different human now. That is what expanding, evolving, growing is all about. And the very thing we're here on this earth for, mi gente. Yes, we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, but nevertheless, we are having a physical experience, and we experience that through living, through the challenges, through being open to life's lessons. So, mi gente, I just want to wish you all such a beautiful 2025.